where all the Greek goddesses were. And whenever the Amazons met one another, they say hola, you know, just like a Mexican or a Chinese. So, another favorite thing that I like a lot, which I just think it really shows, you know, on a primitive level, what culture you come from when you get hurt and what noise do you make. You know, if they say, ow, well, you know, oh, this is a Westerner. And if they say, ay-ya, you know, as a Chinese. And so, and Hawaiians, ah, way. So I want to read you a little section where I use those sounds. It's by a young man whose girlfriend has just dumped him. I've just been dumped. My wahine alohaed me. Oh, way. It hurts. Ay, ya. Oh, he's mixed race. My cheek is broken. Ay, ya. He lifts his elbows, his arms dangle, broken wings. The poor parents just about cry. Oh, our son, our only child hurts so bad. He presents his pain for all to see. Oh, the guilt to have raised him among Hawaii's violent people and heartbreaking girls of every race. Ah, way. Ay-yara. I also like to think of the good sounds, the sounds that we make when we're feeling good. There's a really nice one, a pacifying, agreeable kind of sound that the Chinese have. It's sort of like, you know, when you're showing sympathy and you say, there. You know? I hope you can hear this sound, and maybe it translates so that you can just hear it as a sound that feels good. Doi. Here I use it, here's how I use it. Oh, these are people who are partying, but they're trying to find a way to meet again. This is people who part and try to find a place to meet again. I just get flashbacks to when I was a kid. You know, I'm that generation where the bombs are going to drop and we hide under our school desk. Our parents and the kids, we would all say, okay, after the bomb, I'll meet you at such and such a place. And so we find meeting places. Moi Moi's holding of his hand became a handshake. Doi, she cooed. We will agree on a place to meet. He will be waiting for me there. Hola, good night la, good sleep la. You do not need vocabulary to understand the Chinese. Just feel the emotion in la and ah and mo and aya. Just about every sentence has some kind of sound that doesn't mean anything, but you can express feeling in the melisma or in aria. I talked to Allen Ginsberg years and years after the Vietnam War, and he was there at the demonstration around the Pentagon, and they surrounded the Pentagon, and then they were gonna say Om, like that. Everybody's saying Om, and then levitate the Pentagon. and put an end to the war. And so years and years later, I said to him, it didn't work. And he said, it could have worked, but we used the wrong sound. He says, look at Om. Om goes like this, Om, and it goes back. It's too inside. We should have said, ah, and it would have worked. And, you know, he's much enamored with Blake. And Blake has the, sunflower, you know. And so ever since then, if you get an autograph from Allen Ginsberg, he'll draw a sunflower and he'll put, So here's, so what he was getting at was, how are we going to, that the poem, if you can just use the right sounds, you can move the world. Okay, so coming from California, I have, of course, there's Mexican Spanish everywhere. And so, and I see it's the language of the people. It's also the political language of California. So I have a little scene here where Whitman Singh from Tripmaster Monkey, he goes to Hong Kong, and in Hong Kong he sees that he sees a demonstration, and in Hong Kong there are all these Filipinas, and they all come there to be maids. And so he arrives there at a demonstration. A row of women stood in political demonstration. They'd appliqued a paragraph on a long piece of cloth. Something about la inmigración. Something derechos, rights. Los derechos de criadas. What is criadas? Asked Whitman. Maids, servants, maids. So these masses of women are maidservants, and today their day off, Sunday, and they want their rights. Tell them, Whitman. In San Francisco, we have inmigrante workers too. We want los derechos too. Oh, San Francisco, breathed the women. Oh, California. They like you from San Francisco and California, my places, and Hawaii, and the Grand Canyon, also my places. I have places the world dreams for, hardly knowing they're U.S. Are you organizing Las Criadas Labor Union? Los commies allow unions? Commies have servants? A sassy girl waved a handful of papers. We want long, long stay visas for Filipina maids. I get it. Visas to stay, to work, for Hong Kong to be safe harbor. We want health insurance. We too. We want insurance too. Universal human derecho. Then there are a couple who meet in illegal immigration camp, and they decide to get married. And so they just write their vows down and sign it. If only we could write legal immigrants and be legal immigrants. Why always illegal immigration? Oh, no one ought to be made alien to any country. No more borders. Nosotros no cruzamos la frontera. La frontera nos cruza. Okay, now that is a slogan that we have in California. And what it is we did not cross the border crossed us, which brings us back all the way to Thoreau. So after the war, the borders changed, but the people are still there. Now they're on the wrong side of the border. And I mean, this is so literal about the border. You know, the fence goes right through towns. It goes right through American tribal lands. So the tribe is split on either side. You've got to get a passport or something to go across. So again, a reverberation from all the way from Thoreau's time. Okay, so far I've talked about words that we use in daily life. But what happens when you want to talk about higher matters or deeper things, such as what is the meaning of life, and how to live, and who are we, and where are we from, and where are we going? How to talk about, how to talk philosophy and religion and ethics. And I think when we work on that level, I anyway need the resources from all languages. So I want to read to you a few lines in which I am making such an attempt to communicate. I return, I shall walk mountain and follow lie. I'll make good the ancestors. Jing ho, make good, fix. Doi, 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 said the big family. Doi, doi, doi. Oh, to hear doi, 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 to whatever I have to say. The listening world gives approval. Doi, doi, doi. Notice the lie, the word lie, just, we will follow lie. It's just, it's hardly there. It's a word that's been so common in my life, but and you can't understand it in context here either. So you have to look in the glossary. When I was a child and I first heard this word, I thought it meant like good manners. This is a way to behave, you know, when we have guests or when you meet adults. You have to follow lie. And I thought, oh, it's to be polite. So I thought it had to do with good manners. But then as I grow older, it means like make ceremony. Like every meeting is a ceremonial. Every tea that you serve is ceremonial. So it also means tradition. And it goes all the way to Confucius, which means these are the rituals that you practice. And all underlying that is a moral, ethical system of behavior. So, you know, I can't put it like that in the poem, so I just put lie. And then it's not in American dictionaries. So, okay, so here's my chance to define it. But before I did that, I was reading a book by Thomas Merton, and I just couldn't believe it. He defined lying. And here he is. I mean, cross-cultural is just so wonderful. Here he is, a Catholic monk, and he says lie, just defines it. Lie is the acting out of veneration and love, not only for parents, for one's sovereign, for one's people, but also for heaven and earth. One learns by lie to take one's place gratefully in the cosmos and in history. I mean, isn't that incredible? That here we get Catholicism and Taoism and Confucianism, like totally integrated. Okay, now there's another concept, and it's called Wu Wei. So I'm going to read to you a section where I am coming across the heart